Greetings and welcome to the Saturday Morning Vodkast podcast. Get ready to have your ass blown off. I have these notes here. Actually, no, they're 6th grade class course selection forms for Griffin. He's going into all advanced because my children are fucking brilliant. No, they're smart. They're very smart. They do very well in school. Grayson always gets A's and B's, and Griffin tries. He's like me, though. I mean, I did well in school. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I didn't do good in school. I did great in school up until high school, and then I just kind of gave up because I didn't want to do anything that they wanted to teach me, and I've never used anything that I've ever learned in high school, except for maybe the art stuff, maybe some stuff from English. But I find schooling fascinating. Like, why do we teach year after year after year, decade after decade after decade, literally century after century at this point, the same shit that, after, I swear to God, like, unless you're going into engineering or some kind of medical or science field, I guess you don't know that, and that's why they're preparing you for it, which I respect, and I mean, that's nice, but why don't they teach the practical things in school, like how to garden, how to take care of animals or elderly people, how to balance your checkbook, or just handle money in general, because those are the lessons that I would have loved to have learned growing up. I grew up and I didn't have a dad, and I'm not saying poor me or anything like that. But what I'm saying is that in a generation that I grew up in, the male was definitely, they definitely provided something that the female didn't. And I don't know that I necessarily agree with that in today's day and age. But when I was growing up, that's just the way it was. And to not have a lot of that, learn how to swing a hammer or whatever, I talk about hammers a lot on this show. I don't know why. But I just think schools have, I don't know, do they have more of a responsibility, or is that a parental responsibility to teach those things? Because honestly, if I had my way, I would keep my kids home and teach them the things that are going to help them later in life based on my life. And maybe that's the wrong way to look at it. I don't know. I never would have thought that a 20-minute video would have taken me as long to edit. That Oreo challenge knockoff extravaganza, that took way longer than I thought it was going to take. I tried, when I recorded it, I didn't want to cut it short. I even told myself before I started recording, I said, you know what? I don't want to rush through this. I'm always trying to rush through videos because I don't want them to be too long for you guys. The Vodkast podcast listeners, the Vodkast viewers, the Oreo review watchers. I understand that the attention span of people these days is a lot shorter than it was 10, 20 years ago. We're fed this stuff on YouTube in these quick bursts of, 4-minute videos over and over again. And we get used to this. And when something is too long, and I do it too, if I'm looking at a review for something or something I'm interested in, I look at the view count and then I look at the time. And I'm like, okay, so there's 1 million views. That at least puts some credibility behind what's being said, I guess. I don't know if that means anything or not. You know what I mean? Like, view count really doesn't mean anything because it's retention, and it's all stats you don't really care about. But the fact of the matter is like, all the videos being produced these days are quick, out the door. And to a certain degree, I want to keep it to that style because that's what people are used to. And if a new viewer comes along and stumbles across this channel and sees that I've got a 20-minute video, they're going to move on to the next Oreo knockoff review. If there is one out there. I'm sure there's plenty out there. So now that the Oreo challenge thingy is out there for the world to see, yesterday I was able to capture the boys and put them in a cage and sell them on the black market. I'm rich now, and the Vodkast is going to really take off. No, we recorded the soda comparison thingy-mabob. I don't know what to call these videos. All I wanted to do is, when you put my two boys together in a room, under normal circumstances, they're freaks of nature. They're monsters. Not monsters in a bad way. It's funny. We almost called Griffin Monster. We were thinking about it, but I don't know. I so easily go off on a tangent. Like, when one thing reminds me of something else. I mean, I'm doing it right now. Anywho, I had them in here. I had them together, and they work really well together. And I've seen in Griffin the desire, the passion, the fire to create content. Even the way he reacts to me when he's not on camera, it's almost like he's acting these days. Like it's a funny thing, but like I think he's going to be an actor. I know it's so weird for parents to be like, I think he's going to be a doctor when he grows up. I think he might do law. However, I kind of get it now because we have this thing where I go into a room and I look at him and my face drops and I go, Griffin, how could you? And then he reacts, and it's just a funny thing we do. I love being a dad. I love my boys more than anything in the whole wide world. And I would kill for them, and I would die for them, and I would live for them. All right, that's enough of that fucking happy horse shit. Okay. Moa Burger. Why don't we try these Moa Burger chips out? I didn't look up to see if they're rare. I don't care anymore. I'm going to start opening my toys. The ones that I want to keep. It's a funny thing about people and collectibles. Oh, that has got... Oh, it almost smells like if you've ever had an all dressed up chip. There's a lot of smell going on here. There's cheese. I smell cheese. Kind of smells a little burgery. Is there a burger in this? I'd rather not eat if it's not burger. Yesterday I made a mention of being okay to not be vegan, and I felt bad after I was editing it, but I left it in anyway because it is how I feel. And just to clarify, I am not vegan. Like, I do my best to stay within those parameters, but I want to enjoy life without doing harm. However, let's just try this fucking chip. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just saying I would prefer if there was an easy way, which, nothing is ever easy that's worth doing. But I just wish it wasn't as hard. For me, it's hard. For others, it's so funny how some people can be like, oh, it's easy, just do it. Here's the answer. Don't eat meat. That is the answer. You're right. Don't eat meat. But it's so hard when everything you've done your whole life, every meal has been based around it. I mean, I've gotten to the point where I'm really good. Like, I might have meat maybe like 3 times a week, and it's usually poultry. That's where I am right now. Let's eat this chip. Hang on a second. Potato chips. Oh. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not a bad chip. Moa. I never got into Halo. I watched people play Halo, the first one, second one, when they first came out, and people just enthralled by it. I had just, excuse me, I'm sorry, I don't mean to chew in your ear. I had just gotten into first-person shooters around that time, and I've never been good at them. But at that point, I was just getting into Unreal and Doom and some of those other kind of multiplayer deals where you go online and shoot each other. And Halo came along, and it was a whole new beast. And I had just gotten an Xbox, and they had the giant jelly bean controller. And I was so used to PlayStation controls actually, I think before that it was Dreamcast controls. No, it's probably PlayStation. It doesn't fucking matter. But Moa is apparently some kind of creature from the Halo universe. I'll put a picture up here. Today is Saturday, and Saturday nights are my Zoom meetings with my friends from all around the globe. I feel like a kid on Christmas morning waiting for 8:30 to roll around. And then I throw up the Zoom meeting, and I wait, and I'm like, okay, come on. Somebody get on here. I can't wait to talk to my friends. I want to see my friends. It's such a funny thing. Like, Zoom has created something for me that I haven't had in at least 16 years, and that's the ability to hang out in groups of all my friends, people who are all over the world. I know I talk about this a lot, but it really means that much to me. So I hope you're as excited for me as I am for the Zoom meeting tonight. And I hope you're enjoying listening and watching to these as much as I am enjoying speaking. And, I hope you guys have a wonderful Saturday the 13th of March in the year of our Lord 2021. Take care of each other. Make somebody smile tomorrow, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Morning, good night, good afternoon.